Hello everyone, no respawns, hope you're doing well. So, I've got a decorative of sorts build for you today, which is my generator. Now, I say decorative because it's not really... It's more about decorating. That's why it's called a decorative, you fucking idiot, David. What I mean to say is it's not really kind of structurally anything. It's mostly about me using the generator and kind of making it look cool. Basically, I'm kind of showing you how I achieved my techniques from my sanctuary. Those of you who have seen my current sanctuary, which I really need to finish as well, you'll know that I have a generator like this, which is basically just sunk in and made to look cool. And I kind of like this. I like this effect quite a lot because it's quite a nice set piece, because obviously, especially at night, you know, it's this glowing sparks flying, very cool generator thingamajig. But also, it's quite a simple little technique to do, and it provides shit tons of power as well, which is grand. So I thought I'd show you guys how I do it. It's also quite cool because, like, I realised... I don't know if other you do this as well. So when I'm decorating, especially when I'm doing my junk decoration, I have kind of mental themes that I follow. So, for example, if I'm doing a residential area, I kind of decorate it... Obviously, I know that everyone will use kind of residential themed stuff, but I have specific items which I tend to reuse quite a lot, and never more so than whenever I'm doing anything slightly industrial or workshop related. So I kind of wanted to show you that as well. So what I've done here is I've just sunk it in the ground, and I've just moved me wee tower thing over where the wire goes in, just so that way you don't see it sticking out like it is right now, because it looks a little bit messy. Get nice and close. I'll cover up as much as I can. And this is I remember this build as well, because when I did it in Sanctuary, this is when I was very, very infatuated with concrete, and I am still. So I'm not concrete, the breeze blocks, the cinder block thing. So you're going to see lots of them. So yeah, it's a very simple thing to do this, but it just works. Yeah, it's one of those videos. It's one of those Todd Howard, it just works kind of situations, and it's more about just decorating it and kind of making it look cool. You may notice as well is that I can actually sink things in, because obviously it's quite, like, it's sunk in quite deeply. It means I can actually sink these pillars into the ground next to it, which is cool. So I can kind of sink the concrete and stuffs. On a note on the castle, we are probably getting dangerously close to finishing. I say dangerously. Some people are going to get... I know some of you are going to get really depressed when I finish this build. It's like, but no more castle videos. Yeah, but I'm still going to be doing videos, so you're good. People are like, don't let this build series end. I'm like, well, it kind of has to, doesn't it? Surely I need to finish. I want to finish, actually. So I'm going to do stuff on the top floor. I'm going to need to do probably tomorrow and Saturday. I'm going to have to do lots, and on the weekend, I'm just going to have to kind of start finishing off the building that I'm not going to be showing you. So, like, on the kind of the lower levels, you know, all that kind of pathways, all just the little kind of chaff details, which I'm not really putting in videos. And also, like, you notice, doing the 2.5 other artillery pieces and all that shit, I need to do that too. So I have to, I have lots to do on this. It'll probably take me quite a few hours, actually, but it looks cool. So one thing I was having with this, because it was, this is my first kind of upper level building as such. So I was trying to kind of visualize how I'm going to make the castle walls work. Because initially I was thinking of putting, kind of, I started doing it here, and I'm leaving it like this, so it's cool. But I was actually going to have a path walking around the whole thing. I don't think I'm going to do that now, but I'm not sure. One, because I'm worried it might interrupt with the pathing a little bit, because... Obviously, because you've got loads of people going to be walking around and about the walls, I don't want, obviously, them to kind of be floating around and looking a little bit twatty and getting stuck like they do in the lower levels. But also, it might not look good, so I'm not too sure, but we'll see. I've got a few ideas. I want to put some kind of billboard-included builds, because I'm going to have 2 or 3 billboards up here as well, and I'm thinking of doing a spoiler. Sorry, but I'm thinking of doing some... some apartments, houses that are actually kind of built into the billboards. Like, the billboard is on one side, and then behind it you've got, like, some funky houses. Also, another spoiler, because I was playing around with different ideas earlier, I'm going to have, potentially, kind of some overhanging shacks as well. So initially, when I was going to do the generator, I was going to use the normal old-school vanilla generators, right? And I was going to have them on this kind of overhanging... So imagine, like, the turret stand from Covenant, right? So it's like just like on the edge, and I was going to do something like that, but then I didn't finish it, But I like the idea, so I'm going to be you'll see what I mean when I get around to doing it. When I get there, you'll see it, and it'll look proper goods, hopefully. That's the plan. So this is me trying to figure out. So, in terms of any kind of railings around the castle walls as well, I'm still unsure. So the reason why I wanted railings here is because I wanted to kind of finish this particular section of the wall. So, for example, I don't want you know, settlers walking on one side of the generator and just falling straight off the edge. Yeah, it would look fucking ridiculous. So I thought, okay, I'll kind of put this little railing thing, but I'm not going to have continuous railings going out. You'll see what I mean? I kind of like break it up. I'm going to be doing that. It's going to be quite cool. I'm quite excited for this. I'm really fucking excited to finish the build. Like, I'm enjoying making it, but I want to finish it. And if I could maybe, like, go forward in time and find out all of the ideas that I land on, that would save me a huge amount of time. Because I do spend quite a lot of my pre-build time just staring blankly at the stream trying to think of an idea. Because I'm like, this has to be perfect, it has to look great, it has to be unique and new. But anywho, look, watch this. Wait, oh, I fell down. It's fine now. Also, the weather changed. That was how long it took me to get up. Fucking hell. It's fine, don't worry about it. So I quite like this little part here. So what I've gone and done is I've popped the railing at the side right there. I also decided to rest because it was like uber late and it was getting dark. So I like this weird little railing thing I've done, and it's just this way a decorative build. I wanted to kind of show you kind of little ways. I think because I've been building so long now, there's a lot of things that I maybe just little techniques and little things that I'm just things that I've done in other builds. Like everything I'm doing now, I've probably done in another build once or twice. And so it just kind of all comes naturally. Like, those of you who build a lot know what I mean. You know, it's like you kind of like, oh, you know, it's just like, it's like drawing or, you know, doing anything creative. You're like, all those little things, those little details that make the whole thing, I like to think, as good as it is. And it's just, yeah, it's really working well, this. And you'll see when I do, because I show you all the junk decoration as well. And there's just so much cool shit to feature in. So we on the junk decoration now? We are indeed. So you need Freemaker. I've mentioned it before. Just search it in mods and it'll come up there. Freemaker is the shit for giving you all of the various bits and pieces that you need. Now I like to go, if you go in, where is we going? So it's so many tabs. So there we go. A lot of the containers tabs, the furniture containers, is where you get all of your toolboxes. I like to pop a few of those round. I'm not. You could probably argue. Oh, so I dropped my little lunch peel as well, because you got to make sure that you like to think someone's working here. Now, probably I'm not being, and I know for a fact I'm not. I'm being 100% lore friendly, but I've mentioned this before, right? Some people sometimes mention this in my decoration and my builds. And obviously this is just a matter of opinion, so it is completely subjective. But I like to do what I call exaggerated realism. So it's like when I do realistic things, I don't actually do realistic things because realism is boring. I do kind of like things which are kind of exaggerated realism. They're meant to look like they're trying to be realistic, but actually they're not realistic. If you get what I mean. Bethesda do this quite a lot, and I do it with my junk decoration a lot as well. So I focus on, hey, this is all cluttered and kind of workbenchy. But then if you look at it and think, well, why is there, you know, coolant here? And why is there antifreeze? And why is it there? It's like, it doesn't really matter. It's about the overall look. And kind of like, you'd walk through there and go, oh yeah, that looks really cool and kind of lived in. Then you actually look at the piece and go, well, why is that there? Why? And I do it with my building. I remember when I was doing, it was one of my shop, when I did decoration, it was one of my old, no, it was this sanctuary, but before I tore half of it down. And I was showing the inside of the shop, and I've mentioned this before, that being realistic is kind of, there's two kind of, there's actual realism, and there's this kind of realism, which I'm doing right here, which is kind of like, it makes sense, but it's not actually realistic. And that's personally the one I think looks better, because it makes things look a little bit more interesting, you know, like games that go too realistic are boring as fuck, whereas games that go a little, like Fallout for example, that go a little bit twist realism a little way is a bit more fun. That's my little ramble. There we go. For example, I love putting distress pulses everywhere because they look cool. Yeah, military circuit boards. This just looks so cool. And all of the stuff, the junk stuff I'm putting down there is stuff that I always put more or less, like when I'm in these kind of areas, I put this kind of stuff. Look at it, it looks really good. Here's the tour. Anyway, I did do have makeshift batteries because I had ran out. Makeshift batteries are the shit. There they are. There we go. Right down there next to the canister. Makeshift batteries for the win. Anyway, hope you guys like that. Give you a few ideas. This is a great little generator build. Very simple to do. It's not really a build as such. I did add those tires in, as you can see down there. But other than that, everything's as is. Anyway, I'll have a new video up soon. I'm going to do so much building over the next couple of days. Just stuff that you're probably not going to see, but just kind of repetition, tidying up the bottom area, so then we can actually start kind of realistically finishing off the castle. And then we can start other settlements as well. I'm doing a little wander around so you can see all of the angles. Anyway, until I speak to you lovely people soon, you enjoy your Friday. I don't know if I'll have a video up tomorrow. And your Saturday, whenever. Yeah, enjoy your weekend as well. Anyway, you guys talk to you lovely people soon. Take care.